Everybody gets bored every now and then. I mean, literally everybody, even Dangote. Nobody's above boredom. And when boredom sets in, there are certain things that I know that could help you either cure the boredom or even far further. I'm talking about TV shows. And on today's episode of Sodas and Popcorn, we're going to be taking a look at TV shows that I enjoy very much, and I feel you should also be able to enjoy them. So let's go on this journey together. All the series which I'll be breaking down in this episode are all available on Netflix for you to watch right now. Various seasons can be caught on Netflix. And mind you, this countdown is in no way in any particular order. It's just based on things that I love, and I just decided to just share them. Kicking it off at number 10, we have Stranger Things, which is a series set in the fictional town of Hawkins in the early 80s. The story basically follows a group of kids, friends, and has one of them abducted and dragged to somewhere called the Upside Down, which is a parallel universe or a parallel world similar to ours. And what follows are different elements, different things that begin to play, where we have to, watch several seasons for us to be able to really understand what is exactly going on in this small town. The first thing that I really loved about the series was the mystery around it. It's a brain, it's a brain jerker, and that's something that I really enjoyed very much, because within the first season, I really wasn't sure what exactly was going on. There were so many elements and pieces of the puzzle that weren't figured out yet, and were just all over the place. You had a little girl who had superpowers, and nobody knew where she came from. You had the upside down. You had the laboratory. You had the policeman. You had everything going on, different elements just playing on, and somehow everything comes full circle by the time you're watching the series down the line in the subsequent seasons, and they're still going strong. Stranger Things is in its third season now. You can catch it on Netflix, and season 4 has been recently announced, and we're looking forward to season 4. While I feel like the season 1 was the best, and previous seasons have not been as great as the first season, season 1 set a very, very high bar. But this is in no way saying the subsequent seasons of Stranger Things are a bad watch. They're actually a really, really good watch, and I think you should check it out. Coming in at number 9, we have a German series called Dark, which follows the story of, how do I even explain this? Dark is the most convoluted, the most confusing, the most brain-jerking, the most, I don't know what to say, the most puzzling series I've ever seen in my life. I literally had headaches from watching Dark. I joke not, I kid you not. I had headaches from watching Dark, but not in a bad way, in a very good way actually, because this is a very brilliantly genius level series that follows elements of sci-fi, of time travel, of drama, of love, of time, of so many elements. And I could easily say Dark is probably the most exciting series that I've seen in recent times. Probably the most exciting series I've seen in the last 3 years or so. That's what Dark is. But what exactly is Dark about? Certain children go missing in a small town in Germany, and this leads to relationships being uncovered, dark, dirty, sinful relationships being uncovered that have transpired or happened over the course of history, over like 4 timelines. I'm talking from the 18th century all the way to the late 2000s, and you have a series of events that have transpired over and over in time that are connected from all the timelines, from all the characters who have lived different lives, who exist in various timelines. I know it's confusing, it's convoluted. That's me trying my best to explain what Dark is. But Dark pretty much is a mystery-based drama, which is a time-based puzzle at the same time. And if you're looking for something that is going to really test your intelligence, that is really going to puzzle you, this is the series for you, really. There is nothing else out there right now that I can recommend that is deeper than this, and that is really going to give your brain a test and a task like this. Let me tell you how convoluted this series is. This series is so convoluted that in keeping up with the characters in the series, they had to create a website that shows the family tree of all the characters, and even after you check all the family trees on the website, you would still be confused by the structure in which these families are built and how they all exist across various timelines. But I'm in no way trying to discourage you from saying dark. This is me trying to encourage you to see something that is going to task your brain. We have the crime drama, which a lot of people already love. A lot of people have been watching. If you haven't started, now is the time for you to start. It's called Ozark. Ozark basically tells the story of an accountant, Matty Baird, played by comedy actor turned serious actor and director, and who does a great job being a great actor in this series and every other thing that he stars in, Jason Bateman, who is a financial planner or a financial analyst or a genius level financial accountant who basically got himself, well, not himself, his business partner got him mixed up with some very dirty people. I'm talking about drug dealers, some of the worst drug dealers around. And for him to get out of the debt that his business partner got him into, he needs to launder money for the drug cartel and also move his family to a small town called Ozark to be able to engage in the money laundering scheme. What follows is a lot of suspense, a lot of intrigue, a lot of drama that you're not expecting, a lot of activity events that you wouldn't see coming from a mile away. The series has a lot of twists and turns that you're not going to expect, and each season gives you a finale that makes you just look forward to the subsequent season, and is just a super exciting drama and thriller to watch. There are times when Ozark is going to leave you at the edge of your seat because you think, oh shit, what is going to happen next? Or somebody's already pinned to a corner, and then one way or the other, the person finds a way out, or you're just not expecting something or somebody to be taken out or whatever it is. It just shows the level of writing that goes on. One thing about Ozark is the fact that it reminds me very much of a classic series, the first series that made me fall in love with crime dramas, which was Breaking Bad. And that leads us to the fourth series on the list, which is Breaking Bad. By all standards, Breaking Bad is probably the greatest drama that was ever made. Yes, I said it. I mean, Breaking Bad is some advanced level of writing that I have not seen in like forever. I know that people say that, okay, the sequel or prequel now and the spin-off series of Breaking Bad, which is Better Call Saul. Some people actually say Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. I have not seen Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul yet, but I would check it out. But from what I've seen about Breaking Bad and what a lot of people have agreed to, Breaking Bad is that series that is one of the greatest ever made. Now, what exactly was Breaking Bad about? Breaking Bad tells the story of a chemistry teacher called Walter White who discovers he has cancer, and due to his medical bills, his family is in a lot of debt. They don't even know he's dying, and he decides that, okay, he needs to do something to ensure that by the time he's gone, his family would be able to fend for itself. And somehow he stumbles into the meth making business. What I mean is he stumbles into drug dealing. He's a chemistry teacher, actually a chemistry genius, and he discovers somebody who he could partner with, who understands the street, who understands the game. He begins cooking the drugs, and his partner begins to sell the drugs. Now, by the time Breaking Bad peaks at the 5th season, Walter White had become and had transformed into a completely different character that you wouldn't be able to recognize as the chemistry teacher who was laid back in season 1. It was a brilliant journey. The character development is like nothing I've ever seen before. The transformation was super brilliant. The acting was out of this world. And I'm talking about from the lead characters who were played, the lead cast members. I'm talking about from Bryan Cranston, who played Walter White. I'm talking about Anna Gunn, who played Skylar White, who is Bryan Cranston's wife, and Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse Pinkman. It's a brilliant series, which I think was well written in the way the drama is grounded. The villains in Breaking Bad are larger than us. They are very simple fellows who you can relate with, but they are just the best villains that you can ever have on TV. Even Walter White himself, who is an anti-villain in the series, sometimes a plain devilish villain, but you would see things in a way that, okay, I kind of understand why he's doing it, but he was just outrightly a crazy guy at some point. That's what Breaking Bad is. It's a ride, it's a roller coaster of some mad drama, some mad suspense, intrigue, everything all in one, and that's what Breaking Bad is. I think you should check it out and let me know what you think. At number 6, we have a Korean TV series called Kingdom, which is pretty much a period piece and a zombie-based series, right? I know, that combo is quite interesting. So, The Kingdom follows the story of a prince after his father dies, and then a mysterious plague breaks out all over the kingdom. And now he has to also deal with the fact that there are new enemies breeding in his kingdom who want to take over the throne which belongs to him, while also fighting off this plague. So in one series we have an historical drama, we have a betrayal based piece, we have a political drama, we have an horror film, we have a thriller, and it's all everything into one, and it's most excitingly a period piece where they don't really have much science to even explain what exactly is going on, and how everything that has to do with how the breakout of the zombie apocalypse, which is what it is in this series, actually starts. I love this series very much. I like the different spin and the new angle that came about with the zombie apocalypse story. I'm a big fan of, or I was a big fan of, the Walking Dead drama series up until like season 5 upwards, where it lost its touch. So this series actually has a unique spin and is in the 2nd season, and we're currently waiting for the 3rd season to be released. The Witcher TV series starring our very own Superman, Henry Cavill. The Witcher is a Polish-British fantasy drama which was released in 2019 and stars Henry Cavill as the titular role of the Witcher Geralt, who pretty much is like a Superman, right? So Witchers are mutated monster hunters, basically people who go around the world chasing monsters, killing monsters, and ridding the world of evil. And this movie, or this series rather, chronicles the journey of Geralt around the world and how his journey connects him with certain characters. And the recurring theme in the Witcher series is the theme of destiny, the fact that you can never run away from your destiny. What I love very much about the Witcher was how the story was told in an unconventional manner. So you have to be able to catch up with this series. There are 3 timelines. Everything eventually meets up at the same timeline at some point, but the drama, the action is intense. I really loved it. I love the way the action scenes are crafted. The way Geralt fights in this series is something that is very unique, and you can see that he fights with such precision as a swordsman that shows that, okay, this guy is really a mutant. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. It had its moment. I also loved the character played by Anya Chaltora, who plays the role of Yennefer, also who is the love interest for Geralt of Rivia in the series, and also at the same time she's also a witch and has incredible amount of powers. I'm looking forward to the 2nd season of Witcher, which is looking to come out in 2021. Super excited about that one, and let's see where the story goes from there. There are some spin-offs of which are also in the works at Netflix, and rumors are Jason Momoa of Aquaman is going to join the story at some point. At number 4, we have the British-based drama series Bodyguard, which I would call the embodiment of suspense, intrigue, and tension. It's just a brilliant roller coaster of those 3 elements. So The Bodyguard tells the story of the war veteran David Budd, who returns from war and is still dealing with some elements of some of the psychological scars that he's carrying from his time in Afghanistan, but he decides to move past all those and work as a police officer within the Metropolitan Police Service. While in the service, he's assigned to the Home Secretary, whom he somehow falls in love with, and a relationship begins. Unknown to David, he was a pawn in the middle of a scheme that he knew absolutely nothing about. He was being manipulated and being used by several forces, and this leads to some begin that it gets into, and that's where things begin to fall apart and get interesting. There's just 1 season of The Bodyguard out right now. Everybody is wondering if there's going to be a 2nd season because of the way the series ended. It looked like there could have been a continuation, but it's looking like they don't want to continue the series, but we're definitely going to be excited if at any point in time there's a change of mind and there'll be a 2nd season of The Bodyguard. Once again, the intrigue, the suspense in this series is almost second to none. It's simply amazing. At number 3, we have an adult animated drama called Castlevania. I really love this series very much, even though it's a cartoon, like some will say, but I love it very much for several reasons. It has a very slow start, and by the time it builds up, it's, blows up in your face, basically. So Castlevania is an adult animated TV drama, like I said, which is produced by Netflix and is based off a Japanese video game. There are currently 3 seasons of Castlevania, and it follows the story of Dracula, his wife, his son, and some monster killers, some monster hunters who have made friends and become alliances to take down some of the most evil people on earth. Now, the unusual alliances results in, of course, friction in relationships and whatever it is that is just very interesting, sometimes hilarious to check out. And the action in the series is mind-blowing. The way the series is animated is brilliantly done. I really love the action sequences. It's just larger than life. And another thing I love very much about the series is there are moments when you think, okay, this character is actually pinned to the wall and you don't know how it's going to get out of a certain situation, and then, the way with animes and all that, new level of power is unlocked and things like that. So I really love that series very much, and I think it's something that people who love animated series are going to enjoy. It's dark fantasy, it's action, it's adventure, it's horror, it's fiction, it's drama, it's everything all in one, and it has, most of all, vampires. At number 2, we have the crime drama, the biographical story of Pablo Escobar, which is the series Narcos. And this series basically just chronicles the life of Pablo Escobar, his rise to being a billionaire drug lord, and basically his fall at the hands of the DA and Colombian agents. What I really loved about the series was the fact that it was well crafted. It was a well crafted and well grounded all-round story. The first 2 seasons were around Pablo Escobar, while the third one was around the Cali cartel, and it was just a brilliant and very engaging and interesting watch. I really enjoyed it. I felt the acting was the best part about the series, because the delivery of the actors in the series, led by Wagner Moura, who plays Pablo Escobar, and Pedro Pascal, who plays Javier Pena, the 2 lead characters in the series, was really something that I really enjoyed watching. And I feel like if you're a fan of biographies, of crime, TV series, drama, you're definitely going to have a great time watching this and see how and take a glimpse into the mind of one of the world's greatest criminals. And at number 1, we have the animated series Love, Death and Robots, which is a sci-fi based short series of anthology based series, and it follows the stories of various characters, because every episode is different. No episode is connected to the next one, so you pretty much have about 18 episodes telling different stories. This is created by David Fincher. If you know, David Fincher is one of the greatest people when it comes to creating mind thrillers, and definitely does a great job with his co-producers on this, which includes the likes of Tim Miller, Joshua Donen, Jennifer Miller, likewise. The collection of animated short stories spans various genres. We're talking about science fiction, we're talking about horror, we're talking about comedy, we're talking about action, and it follows mostly the life of people, robots, death in post-apocalyptic cities, worlds, and it's just a super intelligent, well-crafted, anthology-based series, which I think you would love if you like series like Black Mirror, which is also sort of an anthology-based piece also. And so that brings us to the end of today's episode of Sodas and Popcorn Top 10s. Until next time, I'm your host, Muyiwa. I hope you enjoyed this. Have you seen any of this series? Have you seen all of them? Let me know in the comment section below whichever one you've seen or whichever one you think you would love to see. And if there's any topic, any episode you'd like us to talk about, do also let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification icon so that you don't get to miss a thing. Till next time, see you guys around.